everybody, Joe here in the Man Cave again, doing a kind of an apples to apples comparison. I think the primary purpose of this video is to dispel any rumors that this is a incredibly slow boat to China bow. I'm talking, of course, about the 2015 Mathews HTR, located right here. You can come over and do a close-up on it. The better close-ups in my other videos, but got this bows are basically set up the same way. This is a Elite E32, another one of my bows I really like, and they are both set at 71.6 pounds, 28-inch draw, and what I've got here is I've got 4 arrows sitting over there, and I figured I'd shoot the lightest arrow, which is a gold tip velocity 340, if I remember right. This is about a 372 grain arrow. Yep, 372 grains, kind of hard to see that. So, okay. I'll shut this off, and I will shoot the Elite E32 first. And I'll shoot that first to give you kind of an idea of where we're at with it. So I've got my trusty chrono here. So here we go. (292 feet per second). Okay, pretty good. I think if any bow you have nowadays shoots in the 85 to 95 range, it's a good range. I've heard some people say that they get weird broadhead flight if they shoot it any faster than that, but who knows? It could be just a vicious rumor. So I'll shoot this again, just to make sure that there's no disparity or anybody out there that's thinking that I'm doing some funky business with the video. Okay, 291 feet per second. 291 feet per second with this gold tip that weighs in at a whopping 372 grains out of a 28-inch, 71.6 pounds draw. This bow. Go ahead and put this one down. Both these bows are available from Farron, Carl, Andrew, or Jake over at Hoffman Archery in Northern Virginia. Shameless plug. Bought this from them. Again, I'm doing this video from me. It's, I don't have any allegiance to any bow company. I own what works. So anyway, we got 292 and 291. This is the 2015 Mathews HTR, set at exactly 28, 71.6, just like the Elite is, and we'll go from here. (287 feet per second). Okay. So 287 feet per second. By my math, that's 4 to 5 feet per second slower, which I'm sorry, fellas. I do all the math in the world. That doesn't equate to much on the field. And dead is dead. And both of these speeds have the ability to whack whitetail. Shoot, I remember when 225 was smoking fast. Back in the day. Okay. 288 feet per second on that one. Okay, so you know your delta is, you could go to anywhere from 287 to 292, just 5 feet per second, or 288 to 291. Never do math in public, which is 3 feet per second. So you're 3 to 5 feet per second slower with the HTR. I don't want to quote numbers. I quoted it on the other video. I don't want to get in trouble with this because maybe the scale was wrong or right. But what I do know is this: the no cam was considerably lighter as far as the first 8 inches to pull back than that E32 was. And I went into this thing with an open mind. I didn't care about how the test came out. I could give two what's about it. And anyhow, so there's a lot of people out there that say, oh, draw cycle's harsh, it's harder to pull, it's this, it's that. That very well may be, if you're, I don't know, pulling it against something that's, maybe a Synergy 60-pounder or something. But this is really kind of an apples-to-apples comparison between two bows that are set up identically. And I think the HTR has got as good, if not better, of a draw cycle than the Elite. I'm sorry. If I had a 70-pound Synergy, I'd compare that. So that's that comparison between the two. I like the draw cycle better on the HTR. And I just wanted to compare the two, kind of dispel the rumor about, about just being so slow of a bow. Again, if you have a 350 IBO bow, I guess, I guess you certainly could call this a slow bow, as you could call the Elite sitting next to it a slow bow. Personally, the only time I really shoot high feet per second bows is when I'm trying to shoot an elk with a big heavy arrow. But whitetails, this is more than enough. So I just wanted to make that comparison because my personal belief, it's not fair for people to come out and make statements about bows online that really aren't true. I don't think 3 to 5 feet per second slower on the HTR for what you gain in smoothness, is worth people not being totally upfront and honest about the speeds of the bow. I've heard people actually come online and say it's 20 feet per second slower than this, or it's 20 feet or 18 feet per second slower than that. I just don't think, I think they're being intellectually dishonest when they say that. So personally, I have had Mathews LX, and I had a Z7, not the Extreme, but a Z7. Since then, I haven't owned a Mathews. I thought that was the smoothest bow I'd shot since then. I know the Switchback, a lot of people really dig that bow too. I kind of like the Chill X and Chill R. I did some trading on Archery Talk for to shoot both those bows, and traded for a Carbon Spider Turbo that I had, and kept it for a couple of weeks, and we traded back. I liked it. It was good. It just wasn't great for me. I know a lot of people love those bows, and they are great bows. Don't get me wrong. I think a lot of the flagship bows out there nowadays they're hard to beat. I mean, it's certainly better technology than it used to be. But for me, people were asking, they were making fun of Mathews, catch us if you can. They've been caught up to all these, making fun statements. But to me, people are looking for something innovative. This is not the 20-year step back in technology to a wheel bow. Feel free to go online and look at Alan Nuts and Bolts' post on Archery Talk, and he'll dispel those rumors. If you dial up Mathews HTR in there, you'll find it. Or just dial up anything from Nuts and Bolts. He usually is good at dispelling rumors. He likes the bow. I like the bow. And actually upstairs, if you've seen the other video, I just bought the snow camo version of this exact same bow and the exact same draw length. So if it's worth it to anybody, it's not. I'm not rich by any means. I like to buy and trade bows, and if I get one that I really like, I usually buy 2 of them. I'm just kind of a color freak that way. But anyway, I wanted to do this video so that people would understand from an unbiased opinion that I think it's great. I think Mathews has done some really good technology with this. I think that the draw cycle grows on you. It's different. It's something that you're going to have to get used to. But you know, the speed is not slow per se. If you're shooting a 372 grain arrow, you know, which is a good common whitetail hunting arrow, and you're getting, you know, 287 feet per second, that's going to kill any whitetail in North America. I'm sorry, you know, and also many other things. So I don't think it's slow by any means. I don't want to talk all about IBO and all that crap. I don't care about any of that. I care about doing comparisons between bows, especially when people start making claims about this brand or that brand or this brand. It's a great bow. It's a great draw cycle. This is the 85% mods on here. And, you know, of course, everybody's waiting for the 75s and the 65 mods. Shameless plug. I bought both these bows from Farron out at Hoffman Archery in Northern Virginia, out in Warrington. He's always treated me right. The guys in there are great. They're very attentive. They're all professional. They've got the range outside that you can go shoot. I only plug people that I think really, really do the archery industry a favor. These guys are very, very professional, very proactive. Shop's always filled with people, and they've got plenty of these HTRs in stock. Again, I bought my second one last night. I think they've, when I talked to them tonight, they had about 45 of them in stock. So you guys that are thinking about ordering one and you're waiting to order it because you think it's going to take 7 to 10 weeks, which, by the way, is the truth right now with this bow because there's a high demand for them. Go out and see him in Warrington, Virginia, Hoffman Archery, and he'll set you up right. I've now bought 5 bows, including the Chill X Pro last night that I bought from him as well. But anyway, just want to do that review. Hopefully it's informative. Send me a PM on Archery Talk. Send me an email. My email should be listed on there as well. And feel free to shoot me or ask any questions, and hopefully this has been informative for you folks. Thanks.